In this class, we have to write a program to display the following pattern. So this is the pattern we have to display, and this is our second lab program on the patterns. So the previous lab pattern, so we have discussed a very simple lab pattern. So hope all of you have done that program on your own. So let's get started with the explanation of this, and this concept is the lab pattern. So this pattern is very much related to our previous lab experiment. So let's get started with the explanation. So this is the pattern that we have to display. The first very important step is observe the pattern. Try to find the logic behind that pattern. So your observation has to identify what kind of pattern is there within this given pattern. Okay, so that is we need to observe. So let's get started. So what you are going to understand from this pattern? So in the previous program, the number of rows and the number of columns, means the number of stars in a given row is equal to the number of rows. So rows and columns are same. But here the rows, the number of rows, in the first row we are going to have only one star. In the second row we are having only 2 stars. In the third row we are having 3 stars, and in the fourth row we are having 4 stars, and in the fifth row we are having 5 stars. And how we have decided it to the five number of rows? The row count is 5. It is provided by the user. What if the user provides a row count of 10? So the number of rows to be displayed is provided by the user. What if the user has provided the number of rows to be 10? So the first row is going to have 1 star, second row 2 stars, third row 3 stars, fourth row 4 stars, and similarly 10th row is going to have 10 stars. So with that logic, with that observation, this kind of pattern, so we are going to get that feeling of this triangle, right angle triangle kind of stars. We get that feeling by that logic. So that is the observation. What I have said in terms of words is the observation. So once again I repeat, in the first row there is only 1 star. In the second row there are 2 stars. In the third row there are 3 stars. So this is the logic. So let's get started with the logic. So we will understand the program, this program, by using the logic. So here is the logic. So let's get started with the logic, understand this logic. Okay. So now, who is going to control the rows? As we have already discussed, the outer row, the outer loop is going to control the rows, and the inner one is going to control the columns. So the logic is simple. The outer row, whenever we come into this for loop, this loop is going to iterate. So how many times will this iterate? Who is going to control this inner loop? So that control. So how many times this loop has to be iterate is controlled by whom? So this is the very important question. Once again, how many times this loop has to be iterated, the inner loop has to be iterated, is controlled by whom? It is decided by the value of I. Means the row number. I is the row number, right? Okay. So let's see the pattern. So here we are having, this is the pattern that we have to construct. Let's assume that there are 5 rows. It is provided by the user. 4th row. And this is 5th row. This is the pattern that we have to control. We have to create. This is our first row. Whenever we are in the first row, the number of columns, means the number of stars to be printed. So the number of columns is only 1 column. Okay. Whenever, so value of I. So the row means it is the value of I, right? Whenever we are in the second row, whenever the value of I is equal to 2, so 2 columns are to be printed, 2 stars are to be printed. If the value of I is equal to 3, we have to print 3 stars. Try to understand this. If the value of I is equal to 4, we have to print 4 stars. So this is the pattern. So the number of stars to be printed in each row is decided by the row number, which is stored in a variable called I. So the I is the deciding factor, how many times this loop has to iterate. So the I is going to decide how many times this inner loop has to iterate. So that is the reason why j is less than or equal to I. Okay, so if the value of, let's discuss more about this. So we will go step by step of each and every iteration. If the value of I is equal to 1, now value of I is equal to 1, we are going to come into this. So this is I, and let's assume that the row count is 5. Row count is equal to 5. So I less than or equal to 5. Is it true? Yes, it is true. So now whenever we come into this for loop, this inner for loop, into the for loop, so this for loop is going to iterate for j less than or equal to I. So here the case is 1. So j less than or equal to 1. So initially what is the value of j? Initially value of j is 1. So and the value of I is also 1 and j is also 1. 1 less than or equal to 1. Is it true? Yes, it is true. So because this is true, we are going to print our first star. And in the second iteration of j, now the value of j will become 2. Now 2 less than or equal to 1. Is it true? No, this is not true. So we are going to come out of this for loop, and again the value of I will get incremented. So now the value of I is 2. Okay. So now we are going to come into this for loop again. Okay. So now value of j is equal to 1. Now 1 less than or equal to 2. What is the value of I? So here j less than or equal to I is the very important point. So 1 less than or equal to 2. Is it true? Yes, it is true. So the first star will get printed, and again this is going to iterate. Now the value of j is equal to 2. Previously it is 1. Now it has been incremented. 2 less than or equal to 2. Is it true? Yes, this is true. So the second star will get printed. Now the j value will get incremented. It will become 3. So now 3 less than or equal to 2. Is it true? Means this is the value of j and this is the value of I. I value is 2 because the inner loop is controlled by I. So the value of I is 2 and now the value of j is 3. Is it true? No, this is not true. So we are going to come out of this for loop, and again the value of I will get incremented. Now the value of I will be 3. So try to understand this. So the inner loop is controlled by the value of outer loop, by the counter, the value of the counter of the outer loop. So that is the logic which is creating the effect of this triangle kind of thing. So let's see the output. So let's go on to our program and see how the output will get displayed. So this is the logic. Same logic here. I have taken the variables row count I and j, and the row count is provided by the, so this is number of rows. I've used it the previous program. Okay, so this is a number of rows. Enter the number of rows. It is provided by the user, and which is getting stored in the variable called row count, and the same logic. So let's run this program and see number of rows. See here. So this is how a right angle triangle star right angle triangle will get printed, kind of pattern will get printed. So if I give 10, what happens? If I give the number of rows as 10, so a big right angle triangle kind of stars right angle triangle will get printed. So this is all about the patterns, our second pattern. So that's it for this video. See you in the next class with another concept. So we are going to go into our next section. So before that, we would like to announce you something which is very much important for you to understand how to go on with your career. So that we will discuss in our next video. See you in this video. That's it for this video. See you in the next class.